Welcome to Girl You Good. I'm Cassandra Pickett, licensed therapist turned clinic coach and speaker, helping high-achieving women lead their personal lives with the same clarity and confidence they bring everywhere else. Quick episodes, real talk, zero fluff. Let's get into it. Let's talk about something that sneaks up on me every year: summer expectations. Every spring, I start dreaming up the epic summer I'm going to create. The bucket lists filled with screen-free days, library trips, reading programs, horseback riding, smoothie-making, this whole Pinterest-worthy fantasy. When my kids were younger, I'd get to August and think, wait, how did I not create the magical summer I imagined? Like, where did it go? What happened? And I'd spiral into this weird sense of loss, like we missed something. Even though we were busy and we had a great summer, it just didn't feel like magic. One summer in particular stands out. I had this bucket list I printed off the internet, and the items on it, they were hard for me. Like, I truly felt like I was fighting for my life out here. I don't like Play-Doh. I don't like picnics unless they're like McDonald's picked up on the way. I don't like rigid rules. I don't like that we always do this at this time or there's no screens ever here. So basically, this bucket list printout I had was not set up for me. The way I was trying to create the summer magic, working against my brain completely. Guess how many times things on that list actually happened? Two. Basically, two I did. The two easiest things on the list, everything else didn't happen. And I remember I felt this panic when August came, like I missed out on my kids or I didn't give them what they deserved or something. And that was the summer I learned this truth. Trying to become a completely different person to meet my summer expectations was never going to work. So now, having learned this, I try to keep it simple and sane. I pick one camp that offers enrichment I want for my kids, but that I don't want to provide myself. So this year, it's a cooking camp, and they make their lunch at the camp, so I don't have to pack lunch. That alone makes me feel victorious because packing lunches is my nemesis. It freezes me up. It makes me cranky. It's not fun. It's not a creative outlet for me. So this cooking camp gives them enrichment that would be frustrating for me to do at home, but that I want for them. And I don't have to make lunch. I also make sure we keep reading as a part of the summer rhythm. Growing up, the library was a safe space for me. I volunteered for summer reading programs. When I did pageants, I had early childhood literacy as my platform. So now, reading focused connection points with my kids, that is joy. That is legacy. That is the good stuff. As long as I'm mixing that in where it feels good throughout the summer, I feel like I'm made magic happen. Like I feel good. So outside of those anchor points, it's the Wild West. Last year, I did make a bucket list. I learned not to print them off because the things other people find fun for the summer, I do not. So I made it myself, but the trick was 80% of it had to be things we already do. So a lot of stuff on our bucket list was read a book, stargaze, buy slushies, sidewalk chalk, eat watermelon, because the magic isn't in the novelty of this crazy intense list. It's in the noticing. It's your kids seeing a little laminated checklist on the wall and saying, we did that. That's the sparkle, not what the list has for activities, but the fact that you're being intentional with your time with them. It's not elaborate science experiments and social media worthy adventures. It's the container that creates the magic. And for me, that container has to be simple with just enough needle movers to feel intentional but not overwhelming. So, what does your summer look like this year? What kind of parent do you want to be? Not just what you want to do, but what kind of parent do you want to be? Here's something I've realized. When you run your household like a high-stakes production, every moment scripted, timed, and optimized, it doesn't build connection, it builds pressure. And for someone like me who maybe fantasizes of offering their kids a magical summer where it has all these things planned and included to be optimized, that doesn't build connection. That really truly is just pressure. And honestly, no one thrives under that kind of intensity all the time. Not you and not your kids. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to take a beat and remind yourself it can be a Sprite challenge in the backyard. The meal with no veggies doesn't need a side of guilt. The story doesn't have to be perfectly themed. It just has to be read with presence. It's presence over performance. Because when you stop trying to produce a magical summer, you make space to experience one. And if your summer looks like leftover McDonald's in a park without sunscreen, that is okay. If it looks like side-by-side reading under a blanket with unbrushed hair and dishes in the sink, that's okay. If it looks like camps and color-coded calendars and laminated chore charts, that's also okay. The goal isn't perfect. The goal is presence. So work with your brain, not your sister-in-law's brain, not some influencer's brain, not Pinterest's, but yours. Because when you do that, summer magic comes back to life. Remember to subscribe so next week when Girl You Good has its new Wednesday episode, you are ready. See you then.